welcome to everyone's favorite episode.
Go ahead, Rob. Finish it. You started it. Finish it.
Of the effing title. We don't know what episode it is because
Episode
as we go.
384.
Close, Fedge. Very close.
284.
Today,
284.
I have my good friends and my only co-hosts. Rob, how are you today? Jeff, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Jeff, how are you?
Fantastic. How about you, Rob?
I'm doing pretty well today. Just excited to talk some football with you. So let's jump right into it. What are the big takeaways from last week, Jeff?
Well, last week it was a battle of turnovers. If you turn the fucking ball over, you lose fucking games. It's pretty simple.
Crazy ideas. Who knew that keeping the
Protect
football
the ball,
in your...
you win a football game? No way.
Who knew that keeping the ball in your possession would lead to wins? Oh my god, it's crazy.
Oh my god, no way.
How'd I do, Colin?
You did pretty good.
Thanks, appreciate it. That's all. Good evening, good afternoon, have a great day, everybody.
But I mean, yeah, you're not wrong though. I saw a thing that said for the first time ever, this is the first time ever that the final four teams have not turned the ball over in the playoffs. None of the teams have.
Oh, in the playoffs?
In the playoffs.
The playoffs? Yeah.
That's wild.
Well, it happened.
I wouldn't
Sure.
have been able to guess that, honestly.
Yeah, that at least that like that's.
Well, have you watched the games, Jeff?
Yeah, I guess I didn't even think that even the Bills didn't turn the ball over, so...
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, last week was the only time there was a close game, so it'd be weird if they turned the ball over in the first times they played.
Yeah, true, I guess. That's
And
interesting.
we all
I
know
like it.
the Chiefs don't turn the ball over in the divisional round.
What about the Eagles? The Eagles didn't turn the ball over ever?
All they do is run the ball.
Turnover machines.
They didn't throw the ball.
Yeah, they didn't have to.
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly, I'd be stunned if they had. I mean, they had the one big pass. Oh no, AJ Brown dropped the one big pass. I wouldn't be surprised if they were under 150 throwing. I'm looking it up now.
Look it up, baby.
I mean, it was a blizzard too, so I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it wouldn't be that surprising. 128. They threw for 128. Jalen Hurts, 128 passing yards on 15 of 20, and he was sacked 7 times.
Jalen Hurts was?
Yeah, one's for a safety.
I did say
But
safety,
Jalen
so-
Hurts also had 7 carries for 70 yards rushing. Now, in the NFL, sacks are team rushing, right?
No, in the NFL,
No,
it counts as
passing.
passing.
Oh, he lost 63 yards, so I guess he technically threw for...
No, it's net passing, though. So
Yeah, it's net passing. His
so it's a
yeah.
team
That's what I
stat
mean.
for
So
passing,
he
not
technically
his.
threw for 180, and then he lost 63 based off sacks.
That really was? No, this is on here.
Oh, no.
No, this is
passing.
128.
He threw for 128. The team threw for 65.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yep.
So they had 65 passes. And they won a football game.
And they won a football game. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen.
I mean, they
Like Tebow.
ran for 285. Because Saquon's that dude.
Coaching things. We have defense coordinator Jeff Ulbrich is now the new DC in Atlanta. So he was the DC for Saleh, and then the interim head coach for Saleh at New York.
Oh, that's where I know that name.
Yep.
Got it.
Lou Anarumo is now the new DC in Indianapolis.
Lou Anarumo. Yeah.
Oh, good old Lou.
He was the DC for the Bengals, just barely.
Isn't he the guy who played the Hulk back in the 60s?
Oh my God. Ben Johnson is the head coach for the Bears.
Yep. Yes, he is.
John.
Why do coordinators look to get a job so quickly? That's my
Well, I
question
mean,
for you guys.
Technically, he's been looking for 2 years. So
No, I'm not even talking about him in general. I'm just talking about in general. Coordinators. Especially someone who's looking to take an offensive coordinator job or something like that, or defense coordinator job. I mean, in particular, the ones that stand out, or like, why would you do it when you could have a chance to work with someone like, say, Josh Allen if Joe Brady gets a job? or Lamar Jackson.
You're saying
gets
like
a job.
why do people hop at the first coordinator job?
Yes.
Okay,
Head coaching jobs are completely different. Okay, they're not guaranteed.
Most coordinators. So most coordinators, okay, when they are hopping jobs, they are not looking for who they can coordinate for, or they are looking for who they are working underneath. So when it comes to coordinator hopping, that is 95. I would say 95% of the time what it is. Who was your boss? And that relationship must not have been good if you were going to another coordinating job.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
So yes, I agree with you. I would if you liked your boss, of course, hold out for the best person to work with, because I'm going to be working with a quarterback like that. It's only going to heighten my ability to be a head coach someday.
My senses.
But I mean, some of these guys too, like this guy, the Lou Ferrigno guy. I'm just messing there, but you know what? He's old already. I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah. I don't know if he's looking for a head coaching job. He's probably just looking to work for someone who isn't Zach Johnson.
Yeah.
Is it Zach?
Fair enough.
Is that the Bengals coach named Zach?
Oh, yeah, Zach Taylor.
It's not Zach Johnson.
Zach Taylor, sorry. But you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm going to go work for a head coach that doesn't suck the first 8 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what that's like. So, it's funny because he went to the Colts and they sucked the last 8 weeks of the season. So
yeah, right.
It'll be a nice change.
Yeah, that's like Cliff Kingsbury type thing, you know?
Tennessee is
suck at the end of the year.
Tennessee is bringing in a new GM, Mike Borgonzi. Mike Bergonzi. He's spent the last 16 years with Kansas City as an assistant GM, and then they're bringing in John Fassel as their special teams coordinator.
John Fassel.
I gotta say it. We have to assume that Spagnuolo has told people like he doesn't want to be a head coach, right? Like I don't understand. So, yes. I don't understand. Like you never hear of him interviewing. So like part of me is like he must not be interested in going back to head coaching again.
Well, I mean, I feel like if that was the case, though, we would have heard that, right? Because, I mean, all this stuff comes out eventually. And he's been doing his defensive shit for a while now. Like, this isn't just,
in Kansas City. He's been there for a while.
I think it could be twofold. It could be just the fact of, like, why would he want to go be a head coach again, knowing what that shit is like, when he can just stay here and keep winning and doing his thing. But then
he might also have it in his contract where he takes over for Reed.
That's what I was about to say next. That might be the other thing. Yeah. So, and then the Patriots, obviously, Vrabel is the head coach, but they just brought in Josh McDaniels as the OC.
And Terrell Williams.
Yeah, I know. That's not on the. I'm on the NFL page. That's not there. Adam Schefter just tweeted it. That's why I'm getting to the Adam Schefter stuff now.
It's on the ESPN article.
Oh, okay. Cowboys had an in-person interview with Leslie Frazier as their next head coach.
Dude, real quick, does that work for the Bills?
You just say Leslie Frazier?
Yep, Leslie Frazier.
Yeah. That's the Cowboys' new head coach?
No, they've done an in-person interview with him to become the next head coach.
Yeah, Rooney rule.
Saleh had his second interview with the Jaguars Friday. Jaguars are bringing in former.
Who do the Jags turn to now that? Like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like right here, it says the Jags are bringing in former Raiders defense coordinator Patrick Graham, Robert Saleh, and the Buccaneers offensive coordinator Liam Cohn for second in-person interviews this week. So it's one of those three. It's going to be. It sounds like, because if that's the second in-person interview. Right? Like you would have to assume that, right?
Say that again?
So it says Jaguars. This is from Schefter. So it says the Jaguars are bringing in former Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, Robert Saleh, and the Buccaneers offense coordinator Liam Cohn this week for in-person second interviews. So if this is the second time these guys are being interviewed for the job, that means that it has there's a 90% chance it's one of those three are getting the job. in my opinion.
Not necessarily. I mean, with Saleh, they probably, you could probably lean that way. But like with Liam Cohen, they're probably bringing him in because he's officially done with the Bucks. Like the season's really over. He's done all of his end of year duties, so they can actually. Because once you bring him in person, can't your interview go as long as you want?
I think so.
Whereas if they're in season, I think you can only Skype and it can only be 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah, so it's something. Yeah.
Or something.
So apparently Ben Johnson is looking to assemble a fucking all-star team. Right now, his lead candidate for being DC is Dennis Allen. And they're also looking at head coach Dennis Allen for the Saints.
We know who we thought they were?
Yeah. No.
No, that's Dennis Green.
Yeah, that's Dennis Green. You know, Dennis Allen was the.
No, you're talking about like the current head coach of the Saints?
No, because he got fired.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but he was the DC for the Saints from 15 to 21, and then became the Saints head coach.
When did he get fired?
I thought he got fired mid-season because then.
Poor guy.
Yeah, following a 23-22 loss to the Carolina Panthers on Week 9, Allen was fired.
I think it's hilarious when teams fire coaches that have no control over the fact that the QB that the organization traded for has been out for the year.
Yeah.
And
then it looks like so then the Saints interim head coach was Darren Rizzi, who was their special teams coach, and apparently the Bears are trying to bring him over too.
Well, that makes sense though, because the Saints were really clicking these last 2 years, so it makes sense to hire all those ex-coaches.
Yeah, right. Kevin O'Connell got a multi-year extension. Brian Schottenheimer's interview with the Dallas Cowboys has just started. There's that one we already talked about because that's the McDaniels one.
I do think it's fun that the Cowboys are the only organization that just try to get older with coaches.
Yeah, right.
Leslie Frazier and Brian Schottenheimer.
And like we were saying a second ago, Terrell Williams, who worked with Vrabel in Tennessee from 2018 to 2023, he's the Lions defensive line coach, is leaving Detroit to become the Patriots' new defensive coordinator. And then 9-time Pro Bowler linebacker Khalil Mack, who said after the Chargers' postseason loss to the Texans that he needed to take some time to mull his future, will indeed play in 2025. However, though, his contract is up and he is scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent. So Khalil Mack is apparently going to be on the market. And that's
Khalil Mack?
Huh?
Khalil Mack's old.
He is, but I mean, he can still go get after it. Ugh. And with that being said, that is all of the coaching news. So now let's get into the games. 2 games, 1 day, football. Football.
Let's get to the 3:30 game. The Eagles, Commanders, divisional game. 3rd time. Let's see it.
Third time, and it's a split, and it's been split, so it's not like one team has ran over the other. Yeah.
Well, it was also a real late score at the end of that game. Did they go for 2 to win that?
No, I think Washington kicked a field goal to end it.
The second time they played, Jalen Hurts got hurt as well.
Fair,
and the second half of that game was against Carson Wentz and Kenny Pickett.
So the first time they played, it was 26-18 Eagles. The second time they played, it was 36-33. And like I said, I think it ended on the last second field goal.
When was the first time? How new into Daniel's career was that?
Actually,
it was like week 4, wasn't it?
No, this was November 14th.
Yeah, so week 4 of the real season?
No, Rob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
September
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
September doesn't count. Football doesn't start till Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
In the NFL.
Fuck off, Rob. It's week 11.
That's the Bengals, dude. Football doesn't count until Thanksgiving.
Yeah, if we ask the Bengals about anything, and it's just fucking, we have a good receiver and quarterback, and nothing else matters.
Yeah, this game's going to be interesting.
The really hot team versus the better team.
I don't know if the Eagles are the better team. To be honest with you.
I would say overall, they're the better team.
Maybe.
They are a better defense. I'll give you that one. I
The way
don't
Jaden
know.
Daniels, that offense is playing, I don't think you can even say that. I mean, outside of their running game, I don't think Hurts is a better quarterback right now.
That's the thing that I'm concerned, because again, if the Lions don't turn the ball over 5 times, they're probably still playing. And Jahmyr Gibbs was running rampant against the fucking Redskins, against the Commanders. So Saquon's gonna get his yards. The game is truly gonna come down to, can Jalen Hurts pass the ball on 3rd down? Because they're gonna force 3rd downs. And then can the Commanders convert when Dan Quinn's stupid and goes for it on all these 4th and 1s and 4th and 2s? I'm telling you, at some point, Dan Quinn is going to F them. He's just like, he's the same thing as Dan Campbell. Oh, it's 4th and 2 on the fucking 12? Screw it. Go for it. One of these times, one of these games, they're not going to get it, and it's going to screw them.
Well, the funny thing as well is with this one is that this is 2 ex-coordinators for the Cowboys. Because Kellen Moore is the OC in Philly.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a funny thing to think about, that, you know, these 2 teams are playing, and it's literally 2 OCs from Dallas.
No, I'll say Dan Quinn's obviously a good head coach. I mean, the dude's he took the Falcons from nothing to a Super Bowl, and now he's taking the Commanders from nothing to this deep playoff run. Like, hey, he's obviously a good one. What he sucks at is when he makes that giant mistake that costs them, he doesn't get the team back.
Yes.
And it's going to happen at some point. It's going to suck for him when it happens in year 2. Or is this year 1 or year 2?
He's in year 1 right now.
This is year 1
It's
right
going to
now.
suck when it happens in year 1 for him, but I mean, maybe it won't be that big of a deal because no one expected this from
That's
him.
what I was about to say. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because no one expected the Commanders to be in this situation.
I mean, it's all based off how your rookie quarterback does. And
what's the weather look like for the game?
It's in Philly, so
I mean, they're not that far apart. I'm saying, is it going to snow or is it just supposed to be cold?
it's in Philly, Rob.
Okay.
Rob, did you know it's in Philly?
I did. It's very far away from Washington, so.
So on Sunday, it's going to be 39 degrees. Cloudy.
All right, so no snow.
Not that this is saying.
All right, well.
With that being
said, I really don't know who to pick, so I'm just gonna go with who I hope wins, because I hate fucking Sirianni and I want him to get fired. I'm gonna go with the Commanders because I hope they win. Won't be surprised at all if the Eagles win.
I'm also going Commanders just because I think that with them being the hot team and the Eagles was at points can look very like stagnant. They look like they don't really know what they're doing. They don't have like a full this is what we're doing. I'm going Commanders. They're hot.
I'm going Eagles.
Whoa!
Not making it unanimous. I hate the Eagles. I hate everything about the Eagles. I hate Nick Sirianni's face. But I'm going to Eagles. ELGLESLGS.
Did you hear? So now that you're doing that, it just reminded me. Did you hear I think it was the Philly mayor. She was out.
What
And
did
she
you
was
do
saying.
now?
She's like, yeah. She's like, let's go Eagles. EGLSS Eagles.
Yes, I did see that. That's 100% what I was making fun of.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Like, dude, that was hilarious. All right, then we got the 6:30 game. 6:30 Fed or 6?
6:30 to my knowledge.
Okay, I think it's 6:30 as well. 6:30 game. It is the Buffalo Bills traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs
Again.
again.
Who would
Again!
have guessed it? For the
Can they
fourth
make
year,
a difference this year again?
this is now the 4th year in a row that the Bills are playing the Chiefs in the playoffs.
No, one year we played the Bengals. The year the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
There's 1 year in between, but. Yeah.
Can I change my previous pick? I'm gonna pick the Eagles.
Wow.
The more I'm thinking about it, the Commanders have no answer for that defensive line.
There's no answer for that defense 9. They're giving no answer for Saquon. They're in trouble.
Wow.
They're in trouble.
I'm still going Commanders.
Unfortunately. Well, it doesn't want to make it unanimous, so.
All right, where are we now?
We're Bills, Chiefs.
Chiefs. It's kind of funny because I don't think
Is it funny?
I'm definitely watching this game muted because I can't stand Tony Romo talk about fucking Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes.
Is it gonna be Romo?
Yeah, it's Romo. I can't stand him talking about these two quarterbacks.
Also, quick note before this game does start: Ben Johnson is expected to bring Hank Fraley with him to the Bears as his offensive coordinator. With the Lions, Fraley was considered one of the best offensive line coaches in the league. Another thing I just saw. Moving on.
That's wild. He's bringing his Louis.
He's bringing his
Louis bag.
Bringing his Louis bag. Yeah, this game is gonna Fed, well, no, because it's in Chiefs. It's in Kansas City. I was about to say, Fed, you go into the game?
Actually, now that you say that, we actually were looking at.
Oh, were you? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, no, this is definitely a game that I don't want to listen to. You're 100% correct there.
I'm intrigued to see, like, I think this is truly a battle between Spags and Joe Brady, because whoever comes up with the better plan to attack is obviously going to be the team that can pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be interesting. That's for damn sure. Because I don't know. Josh Allen's playing unbelievable football right now, and I don't know. I'm worried about the Bills' defense. I just read something that said they got 2 more corners that are injured. Not that that really matters because the Chiefs don't have any freaking receivers, but they do have that tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good.
Maybe he'll drop a couple passes. We haven't seen that recently.
Yeah. Kelsey's no Mark Andrews, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mark runs more routes.
He's not going to randomly drop the ball on the 50-yard line either.
True.
And just be like, hey, recover it.
That was a good punch out. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it was. I just don't know why Mark did it that move. To be honest, I don't know why he just didn't fucking get the ball and just go forward.
He should.
We're not reliving the game.
No, I'm just bringing that up.
Just go golfing with the Patriots, dude. It's a lot of fun.
No. Get out of here. I'm going to go Bills.
Are you going Bills because you want the Bills to, because you think the Bills will win, or are you going because you hate the Chiefs?
Both. Spags is a great DC. There's a lot of things that Allen has done this season where, like, he's making receivers, and also the fact that the designated runs for him, I don't think he's gotten 0 or negative yards on any of them. It feels like when there's a designated run for Josh, he's going.
No, he did once against the Ravens.
Was there one? Still, I mean,
yeah, it was
one out of how many? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's not a lot.
That wasn't even a designed run, though.
It was an RPO. Yeah, it was an RPO run or whatever the fuck it was.
Mac Hollins was wide open.
He was when he ran to the flat. Yeah.
But let's be honest, though. I mean, he's gonna keep it 100 times out of 100.
On the goal line, especially.
He wants the ball in his hands. He's going to keep it.
So like that, I don't. I mean, of course, this is a wild thing to say, but I don't know what the officiating crew is, because the last couple of officiating crews for Kansas City, they've been like, oh, their record when they do Kansas City is 7-0.
I forget who it is, as he is not refed for Kansas City since 23. So yeah,
which just so happens to be
Oh,
the 11 seconds left one.
13 seconds.
Or whatever. You know what I was saying.
You
I
guys want to hear a wild stat though?
I
so
think, yeah, go for it.
You want to hear my wild stat?
yeah,
So out of the past 11 games,
okay.
the playoff games that the Chiefs have played, how many times do you think they've had more penalties than their opponent?
0.
11. I'm gonna say once.
0.
10 times they had less penalties than their opponent. One time they tied their opponent. The closest person to having a positive is 2.
Jesus Christ.
They have a plus 10.
I was going to say, I think the last time they lost the penalty battle in the playoffs was probably in that title game against the Patriots when they jumped off sides.
So
The Bills over that same span have a -3.
oh damn. So I'm looking at it right now. So the officiating crew for this is Cleet Blakeman.
Yes,
And
that's what it is.
With the Bills, he's 5-2. With the Chiefs, he's 3-4.
Since when?
This is here's a look at how that have fared over the past 5 years when Blakeman has served as the ref in one of their games. So it's over the last 5 years.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The more I'm thinking about this, the more my brain just keeps saying the Bills are gonna blow them the hell out. I don't think I can't see, besides the QB position, where are the Chiefs actually better than the Bills? Like, where are they more talented?
Interior D-line.
That's it.
So that's my concern. I mean, you bring that up, is the interior D-line. Last time we played, I know Josh was our leading rusher. I want to say he had over half of our rush yards. We averaged like 3.5 yards a carry. Obviously, all stupid stats that I've heard. That's my concern right now. Is the Bills have switched to really, trying to dominate the line of scrimmage, and I don't know if they are going to be able to here.
You want to know?
So last
you want to know one of the biggest? I know we joke about it all the time, Jeff, but I think one of the biggest things that have helped the Bills' run game against these teams that have good interior run defenses is these wide splits.
Oh,
Because
yeah, you're right.
it makes it so that your fold-in players, your outside backers and everything, they have to play wider.
Mm-hmm.
Your edge players. I mean, how many times does Deion Dawkins flex out wide and then he doesn't even block the edge player, and they're running the ball the other way,
Yep.
and they're fucking gashing them because of it. Like,
He's actually pulling the opposite way.
That's what I mean. Like, he's a huge split and he's pulling, and you can't just chase him because Josh Allen will just keep it and go the other. Like, I'm not worried about. I think this is the game where people are going to start sitting there, and you're going to start hearing about, oh, Pat Mahomes looked really bad and all that. And I think it's going to be because they're not going to be able to run the ball on.
I mean,
the
last time they played, I mean, for Mahomes, he played bad. He was 23 for 33, 196, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Also,
yeah, I mean, but that last interception was at the end of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
it was.
I will say.
It was already out
no,
of
what
reach,
another thing though is like the leading receiver the last time you guys when you played during the season for the Bills was Khalil Shakir, and I don't see Keon Coleman here, which either means 1, he got no catches, or 2, he wasn't playing.
Well, I mean, Keon Coleman's not I wouldn't say he's their best receiver. Could be. He's just not there yet. Drops too many passes.
He doesn't really get many passes.
No, he really doesn't.
Problem is, we just spread the ball around so much.
To be fair, the Bills also don't throw the ball that much.
Josh Allen threw it 27 of 40 times.
For that game.
Yeah, the last time they played. We were just talking, though, that they've changed their fucking style. They don't do that anymore. How the Bills line up with double tights more than anybody left in the playoffs, I bet.
They probably do, and they should with Kincaid and Knox. I mean, that's... You know?
Yeah, they line up in double tight a lot. They run their QB. They run their running back.
Is a thing of being in the cold weather. I mean, Josh threw I think 22 times last game, like 26 the game before.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't throw it any against the Patriots, but that's
he didn't play.
Yeah, still the statistic stands, Rob. He didn't throw it any times.
Didn't throw a pass.
You're not wrong. I guess you're not wrong.
Well, then it was like high 20s in the Jets before that. The first time they played the Patriots, I don't think he went over 30. Like I couldn't even tell you last time he threw over 30 passes. Probably that Lions game, maybe.
Yeah, where everybody had a score.
Yeah, everyone was scoring there.
I'm going Bills. I think this is the worst the Chiefs have looked, and this is the best that the Bills have looked in a little while. So,
I'm also gonna go Bills strictly because I think their change to running the football is going to help them a lot.
As long as we can run it. But I think we were talking about this even at the beginning when Joe Brady took over. Like, it's not even the fact you have to run the ball; it's the fact you have to have the threat to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like that was our thing with freaking.
And guess what?
Oh my goodness, I was before that, but
if you're running the ball, that means the Chiefs can't play man to man. Or if they're gonna, get ready. Like, this is the thing with running your QB. If Josh Allen's gonna have designed runs, they can't play man-to-man because everyone's going to turn their backs, and Josh Allen's going to run for 200 yards. Like, you just can't do it.
Josh runs for 200 yards, the game's over.
Josh runs for fucking 100, the game's over. Like, I don't see a world where the way they play, like, you have to sit there. They got to sit there. If they're going to play with two tight ends, that means all the Chiefs can do is play cover 4 or cover 3 robber. And if that's what they're playing, and Josh knows that's what they're playing, get ready for the crossing routes by the tight ends. Get ready for the deep curls. Like, there's going to be wide open receivers. Yeah. And that's just the nature of the scheme. Like, you can't stop the run unless they can stop the run with just 4 people. Now, again, if the Chiefs come out and that's what they can do, then it is what it is.
Oh, yeah, if they stop the run 4 people, game's over. Yeah, that's
To me, it's
to
me, it's insane that we've spent this whole time talking about the Bills' offense, and no one's mentioned like Pat Mahomes or anything like that. Like, that's how you know the Chiefs are, like they are struggling as far as their offense's ability to. They're not explosive unless it's blown coverages, and it's Pat Mahomes is relying a lot on improvising.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think if there's an advantage the Bills do have, is their pass rush is much better than the Chiefs' pass rush right now, except for Big Boy. Obviously, the Chiefs' big boy, what's his name?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. Yeah, he's a freak.
Yeah.
But besides him, I think the Bills have the advantage every other spot on the pass rush side.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I won't be surprised after watching the first 2 games, dude. Though, our safeties scare the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Never had to worry about that before. I mean, obviously, you haven't, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde just living the dream back there, but it's a different game now. It's
especially if Benford's going to be hurt too.
Benford is then you get to see what you Khair Elam coming in.
See what you drafted, right?
Is he funny because everyone makes this? We're going way off topic here, but everyone makes fun of that, like, oh, Kyrie Irving was a bust, blah blah blah. Well, we also got Benford that same draft in the 6th round, so realistically, okay, switch positions and you're fine. You still have a good starter and a good depth. Okay, it's whatever. Yeah, I mean that's the way it's like.
Yeah, just one of them you thought was going to be the starter, and the other one was supposed to be depth, and it just turned the other way around.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares, right?
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game.
Yes. No, it was. I forgot who it was as an analyst, and I hate that I don't remember his name because I always see his stuff, but I just don't remember his name. He was saying they were talking about last week with the Mahomes and the penalties and the the flopping and all that shit, and then he was talking about it, and he was like, the NFL really needs to do something about this, and he said it's very simple in his opinion. If it is a 15-yard penalty, make it either reviewable or have it be one of those things where up top is like, we're looking at this, don't make the call yet.
Yeah, possibly.
Which, I mean, if I remember correctly, the UFL kind of has that, right? The eye in the sky can be like, hold up a second, don't make the call yet, and then they look over it and they review it a couple times and they're like, hey, this is the actual call. If I remember correctly, the UFL does that. I don't think they... I mean, of course, we have the penalty, we have the challenge for, you can challenge a very specific thing, like, hey, that was not this. Alright, that's the exact thing you want to challenge for? Yes. Alright, that's the exact thing we're going to look for then. But outside of that, I think the UFL has an eye in the sky who is at every single game, and they literally are just replaying it, and they, like, it's an official sort of level character, and they're just, yep, nope, reverse that, that's wrong, that isn't supposed to, that wasn't that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do pick up flags.
Yeah, so after how much we have had to talk about this fucking season, the NFL needs to adopt that.
I mean, the thing is, that's
game's longer.
It does, but
not only player wise, but check all these weird like rules and stuff out. Like,
yeah,
yes,
it's just. I mean, that's what happened with the kickoff. That's where they got it from. I mean,
it will trickle in eventually.
Yeah.
The thing is, the rules committee, the coaches just have to be on board with it. As long as the owners and coaches get on board with it, everyone else will too.
Yeah. But all right, there we go. So as of right now, our Super Bowl is Philly-Buffalo, but we're going to talk about that in 2 weeks. Not right now. We'll talk about that in 2 weeks. Deuces. 2 weeks. So final statement.
Deuces.
Rob. I said deuces.
What?
Final statement.
Good football.
Hopefully, it's good games. I can see 2 blowouts coming, and that worries me. Not excited for that, but I hope they're good games, and we can enjoy it, have some fun. That's it. That's all I got. My super short show.
All right, even though his name's Rob. Fedge.
Yeah, let's get some good football. Let's watch some games and stuff, and we'll talk to you all in 17 weeks. And go Bills.
See you in Hawaii.
As always, by the way, I'm one after even night, stay safe, and we talk to y'all later. Okay, bye.